Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have gotten somewhat caught up on the news after being out of town for a while, but I'm very interested about this Jeff Bezos thing. It seems like everybody else is because it's on the news a lot in a lot of places. So many questions, right? So Bezos has been, there was an attempt to blackmail him from the National Enquirer owned by AMI. Our friend David Pecker, right, who was given immunity to provide information about how the catch and kill thing, the stories like for Karen McDougal, for the woman who had an affair with Trump, to catch her story and kill it, was really a campaign donation. It was a violation of campaign finance law, probably, but he was given immunity, so he didn't have to worry about that in order to give information on Trump and on this whole situation, its communications with Trump or Trump's about it. Now, one of the conditions of that immunity was that he commit no crimes for 3 years. Well, Bezos has said, well, this is extortion, and he showed emails to prove it, that he was given the choice, give us some money or we will release photos, racy photos of him and his girlfriend when they were having an affair. Well, Bezos has been, he's been kind of honest about that now anyway, and he called him on it, and he says this is extortion, and he's going to the media, and he wants this investigated, and it will be investigated apparently. So what comes out of all of this? How does it affect Trump? Bezos's attorneys think that the leaked texts from his phone was not the result of hacking, but somebody in the government obtaining them. So that's huge. If Trump knew anything about that or directed that, that is huge. Let me ask a few questions about that. All right, Spirit, I ask you to use me as a conduit and provide accurate and helpful information to us and light up the intuition of all of my viewers. And many of them have terrific intuition to help them understand as well. So what will become of that? Did anybody in the government access Bezos's texts? Oh, we have the King of Wands. Well, so somebody... the King of Wands a lot of times in these readings has been that new political energy coming up and investigating, Trump. So let me see. So to me, that is more about this is going to be investigated, and they're not going to stop until they have the answers. That King and Queen of Wands, they don't quit until they have fulfilled their purpose. They hang tight onto it. Justice. If it's there, it's going to be found out. And justice is hanging over the government on this one. If they did this, if anybody did this, justice will be coming for them. And the investigators will indeed investigate that thoroughly. Three of Wands. They've already begun. So I feel like that's saying that, yeah, the tenets of our democracy. Journalism is so important. Free press is so important. This is how we see how it works together with the other tenets of our democracy, And there's a beginning already on investigating these things. There's a beginning already with that Three of Wands. Commerce is involved with that too. So, I wonder if anybody was paid in the government to do this. So possibly, justice is coming for them. Is David Pecker found guilty of extortion? Is the National Enquirer found guilty of that? Well, we're going to have a lot of progress in that quickly. Okay, so with the wands, and all these wands, you guys, all these wands. So this is very fiery. This is very, the wands can almost be a little obsessive. I mean, not worrisome and not, the intellect doesn't need to be terribly involved. This is a goal, this is a push. We're going for it. So it's not just one journalist, it's many. There are many people trying to get to the bottom of this, and government is in there because of the justice card. So, does Pecker get in a lot of trouble? Gradually. So don't look for it to happen tomorrow, but yes, gradually. We have the temperance angel. These investigations, they never go quickly. Okay. So does Pecker ever go to jail? Well, we have the Page of Swords. It's premature to decide that. The page is immature, right? Not fully developed. There's a plan. The investigation is just beginning. And the plan would be to investigate these charges, this charge, this charge, this charge. So it's premature to say that, but there's certainly a plan in place with that Page of Swords. Okay. How about, I'm gonna shuffle again. So does any of this touch Trump? That's what I'd like to know. Is any of this traced back to him? There's conjecture that he does have an enemies list, and I kind of think he does because Omarosa said it once, many, many months ago. She said that, the enemies of Donald Trump will be, are being recorded and will be made to pay or something like that. I don't remember. But it was ominous and it was horrible. So yes, I think he keeps an enemies list. Whether it's written or not, I don't know. But will any of this touch Trump legally? We're talking Trump Sr. Well, we have the King of Coins. He's got a lot of power. He's got big money backing him. He is the Republican president. He stands his ground. He says, I knew nothing about it. No, I didn't know anything about it. But there's some loss. I think more than legally, I think this contributes to loss for him. There are some findings that affect his administration, some findings against his administration somehow here. I don't feel that there will be a straight line drawn between him and any kind of orders to obtain this confidential information off Bezos's phone. I don't think, is that true? Will there be a straight line drawn from Trump to that? Strength? No, he's got some strength there. So no, I don't think so. He's so good at making sure that there's no communication that's written down anywhere of him ordering anything to be done. It's a little bit like hints, like I'd like this to be, wouldn't it be great if we had some information on Bezos? Wouldn't that be great? I could see him saying that, and somebody under him, maybe even Cohen, somebody, in the past, knowing what that meant. It was basically a directive, go out and get it. So I could totally see that. But he's pretty good at making sure, not in all cases, but in many, that a straight line can't be drawn to him. All right, show me Bezos. How does he fare with this? How does he feel about it in a few months? He feels like he's getting good news. So we have the Page of Cups. Show me more, please, Spirit. Oh, and the good news keeps getting better for him. Well, then we have the Knight of Cups. And there's a new goal. Page of Wands. Okay, so this does turn into something for him. It does, and he looks pretty good, I think, as a result of this. I mean, Jeff Bezos is no angel. He's the richest man in the world. Hard to be an angel and build that. And I know that in the past that some of the ways he's treated the Amazon workers hasn't been great, though he did agree to raise the minimum wage to 15 for his employees. So that's something. But Interesting. He fares well, quite well with this. He fares well. In fact, he starts looking like the Knight of Cups. He does get some hero points for this. How does the National Enquirer fare? How does the National Enquirer fare out of this? There was a quote. Somebody said it was the day that the National Enquirer or AMI goes down. They just didn't know it. Well, we learn a lot more. We have the bright light of the sun. We learn a lot more about the National Enquirer. Queen of Cups. That's about international influences, right? A lot of times this is Mother Russia, but we also know that National Enquirer had published this, basically a brochure on the Saudi Crown Prince and saying how wonderful it was and the magical kingdom of Saudi Arabia and all that stuff. No ads in it. And they somehow got a lot of money after that to buy a competitor. So, well, what else do we learn about the National Enquirer? Oh, time for a new beginning. This new beginning card, this Wheel of Fortune card, the corruption, the shadiness, the lying, the thuggery, isn't it? I mean, this is gangster kind of old mob behavior, isn't it? The extortion and like it's gotten so normal that they didn't even realize whoever sent that email extorting Bezos didn't even realize, oh, this is a crime. I shouldn't do this. At least I should have put it in writing. This stuff is so prevalent and we see it a lot in our government and in the way, Trump's taken it to a new level. So this is not good for the National Enquirer. It's not good for AMI. How is Trump doing this right now? Let's do slipping into his mind about this, not what he wants us to think, but what's really, really going on. I should actually say slipping into his emotions about this. Got to be careful with Trump because he will, he does purposely send out, like he tries to define reality. He does it very publicly and in tweets, but he does it also. There's some kind of I don't want to say spiritual, but kind of, where he will send out his powerful view of reality. He will, I don't know what he's ever been involved in. He's not a spiritual person per se, because he doesn't understand love. And that's a dead giveaway that somebody doesn't get it, spiritually. But there is something about the way that he tries to manifest reality. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got some sort of, I don't know, help from the other side, because that will come through if you give it half a chance. So, Spirit, I'm just asking for the true view into how Trump is taking this news about the National Enquirer and Pecker and so on. That's the true view. The Three of Swords. Yep. Yeah, he's not okay with it. And it's a Three of Swords, meaning this has bothered him for this kind of thing keeps coming around, this fear and this heartache and we had the Five of Cups, right, where he was looking at the Three Cups down. This kind of thing has come around again and again and again for a while now. It's a well-established heartache. Yeah. But he still has hope. He still has hope, and he will. That's what I'm telling you about, the positive he always tries to put out there into the world, that I'm fine. He'll say it a million times if you let him, and we see that over and over and over again. He will go up to the reporters when he's about to get on the helicopter, trying to manifest a reality that's false, but he understands the power of words. But yeah, so he's hopeful for a victory. He is hopeful for a victory, and that's what he's getting out there. Does this cause him some trouble, though? If not legal, other trouble. Well, we have the Emperor. Yep, it does. It causes him other trouble. That emperor comes up a lot about the rule of law and about just that understanding we have as a society about what's right and wrong and the moral outrage that people feel when this is just not right. This is just not right. And so there are way more voices saying this is just not right than there is one Trump saying it's right. Whatever Fox News people, trying to create his reality. There are a lot more voices for truth, always. So I always feel like good luck trying to sell a lie because it will eventually be exposed. Truth has a ring to it. And so that gives us hope. There's the hope card. That gives us hope. Truth has the ring to it. Okay. And Bezos is going to do fine out of this. I still want to ask again about Pecker. Oh, 2 came, so we'll take 2. Justice is hanging over him. I think he's going to get in legal trouble. I think Pecker's going to get in legal trouble. Yep. Because people are really digging. They're starting to, and they've got a good start with it, with that 3 of Wands. Does Pecker go to jail? Chariot. Of course, I'm just now realizing, look at that. The Chariot, one of the Sphinxes has jail stripes, right? It's like, yes or no, maybe, maybe not. It's interesting. Or no, I mean, they both do really in this. Okay. So something happens very quickly and justice falls on him one way or another. Oh, it's just sort of like the point is, will he do jail time or not? That's a little unknown. It could go either way, but justice does fall on him. So, okay. Because he's violated the terms of the agreement, right? The 10 of coins. They're going to trace where his money came from, the generational money, the big money. Where has he gotten that now? And that's a bigger question than even this extortion question, I think. Okay. All right. So, okay, Spirit, is there anything else we should know about this whole subject? I'm feeling like we have the King of Swords. Okay. So this is, Mueller. This will come under Mueller's purview. Sometimes the King of Swords just means investigations, but I think it might. Yeah, because campaign finance troubles and all, this all falls under that. So, wow. More investigation. I don't know about any of you, but I am saying it is past time for us to have some movement with the main players here. But, Mueller is not one to be, I just don't think he's one to bend to the demands of an impatient public. Show us about the Mueller investigation. Oh, yeah, there's many deep mysteries. Lots happening behind that veil. Lots happening underneath this cloak. But she's not saying anything. The high priestess does not speak with her mouth. No. So but she knows a whole heck of a lot. Oh my gosh. So when things start really coming out, it's going to be like, wow. I did hear somebody say that on the news, one of the news programs, that it's always been with Trump that it's worse than we think initially. Is that going to be the case? We have victory. Okay, who's victory? Government is working. Yep. The Hierophant I always get when it's a reassuring message. I take it as that, and that's what it's become in these readings. Spirit works with each reader that way. The government is working. And yes, we will find out that it is worse than we thought. We're going to find out all the details. Okay. There it is. Things are moving along as they should. All right. Well, thank you all for hanging in there with me. You make it all so much easier and better. Thank you. Bye bye.